Virgin Galactic is planning its next commercial spaceflight, and you're about to hear from a lucky competition winner who's set to be on board. The trip's going to last around 90 minutes, with tickets usually costing hundreds of thousands of dollars. The passengers getting to experience weightlessness high above the Earth will this time include a mother and daughter, as well as an 80-year-old former Olympian. Virgin Galactic says it plans to operate monthly commercial space flights from August onwards. Well, someone who has secured a spot on Virgin Galactic's next flight and is actually set to be part of the first mother-daughter duo ever to go into space is Keisha Schahaff, who will be going up along with her daughter, Anna Mayers. Thank you so much for being with us on DW Business. I mean, how are you feeling knowing that you're going to be going into space?
I'm feeling so elated. I'm feeling awesome. It's like the best feeling ever for a dream to come true, especially representing my country, Antigua. I'm just so happy.
I know it's not that long ago that normal people, if you don't mind me calling you a normal person, had no chance of going into space. It seemed like something that could be decades off. Is it something you ever dreamed of actually happening before now?
I've always dreamt of this since I've known myself. I can say probably from around 2 years old. Memory goes back to then. I've always been curious about the stars and life and, you know, like how things are working. With this very curious mind, sometimes it leads you into trouble. But like just going into space has just always been such a dream. And you know, like as you grow older, you're trying to figure out how am I going to make this happen? But being from a country and you don't have the resources in the Caribbean, couldn't see how this would happen.
Well, let's talk a bit about how you have made it happen, because you've actually had a little bit of a wait, haven't you? You've known that this could be happening for a couple of years now. But how did you get yourself into this position where you were snapping up one of these very rare tickets?
So it's always been a strong feeling inside that it could actually happen. And it's like this dialogue between me and the universe and, you know, not trusting enough. But, you know, as my daughters got older and now, you know, they've left home and my last daughter now was going off to university. And I'm like, okay, now I have the chance that I can now live my life and my dreams, and how am I going to still make this happen? And it so happened that we were on a flight, a Virgin Atlantic flight, me and my younger daughter. And I saw this ad, this Omaze ad just pop up on the screen while I was looking for a movie. And I'm like, okay, this has to be from the universe. So immediately I followed instructions and filled out this lottery. You had to go online and filled out this lottery. And then I just left it. I'm like, you know what? If it happens, it happens. If not, you know. So I just left it alone. I didn't even tell anyone about it, didn't tell my daughter about it. And then suddenly I started getting email correspondences from the Virgin Galactic office. And I was so excited. I'm like, okay, this is a possibility here. They're responding to me. I'm top 20 finalists, top 5 finalists. And then it just happened. The big surprise happened.
I love how you see this as a message from the universe, where you're going to be getting a better view of the universe than many of us will ever get. Have you got any plans for when you and Anna are actually up there?
I just can't wait. Just even thinking about it just blows my mind. Just to be up there and just taking in the entire experience. Even just to look at Anna's face and see how she's happy to see it. That alone is so amazing for me. But really just looking back at the planet and just having this overview effect, seeing the colors, seeing everything for myself with my own eyes. Looking back at the darkness of the universe, that is also super amazing, and I feel can also be so transforming as well. You know, just even in my imagination, I can just see it like, wow, we're really nothing. We're just this little tiny, lesser than a dust in this big universe, and to know that we're all a part of it, I just feel like I just can't wait to just have that experience.
Are you at all nervous? Because I know that getting on a plane can sometimes be a little bit frightening for many people, and myself included. But the idea of going, you know, so much higher on such new technology would make me really nervous. I mean, how do you feel about it?
Wow, that's really an amazing question, and I can see how it can be nerve-wracking. But I feel like my focus is not even on that. My focus is so much on just getting up there that I don't feel any nervousness. I just feel this big excitement. But I know that if I really break it down and slow it down and think of all the small little parts, then yes, I can be a little nervous, but I really am not focusing on that. I'm just looking at the bigger, wider picture of just being up there and just experiencing it. So I'm just super excited. That's what I'm actually feeling, and that's 100% the truth.
And once you're back down safe and sound, you're going to be travelling around and speaking to people about your experience, speaking to children, for example. I mean, how do you envision, space travel in, I don't know, the next decade or so? What's it going to look like?
Oh, wow. Certainly a very big impact that we're really making on our planet, especially as we're making history and hoping to inspire, especially the younger folks to dream. And not just the younger folks, the ones who are my age and even older, never let go of your dream, really take part in just making things happen for yourself, going beyond your limitation. And I'm just looking forward to seeing where all of this will take us, as a society, as a community, as a planet, unifying and hopefully, just continue raising our elevation, our consciousness, so we can just be better people to each other, better people, just being more united. So that's really my mission with all of this. And I'm just hoping to see what more will be birthed as I experience the overview effect, what can open up even deeper within me that I can bring back to my community and bring back to, our nation on our planet.
Okay, Keisha Schahaff, astronaut to be, thanks so much for joining us on the programme, and we're all wishing you a very safe journey.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really a pleasure.